Last week, Microsoft announced their new Surface lineup, and obviously, I have my opinion. So let's get to it. Okay, let's begin with the undisputed king. For those of you who like to draw, the Surface Studio 2 Plus is the best thing you are able to buy. It still has some things, but it's largely undisputed. There is nothing that competes with it right now out there in the market. You can tilt it in any direction, the screen in any direction you want. It's a 28-inch touch screen, so you can obviously, for you to be able to draw right on the screen. So this is actually undisputed. Now, the devices that I'm going to be talking about next, not so much. These are the devices that I have a problem with, starting with the Surface 5. In this case, this is a laptop. This is an actual laptop. The keyboard and the screen are attached. My problem with it is that you are making Surface 5, indicating that you are improving the performance. Now, most of the people that buy the Surface, they know what they're getting into, and they're not getting it for the performance. They're getting it because they can do their everyday work. They can surf the web. If they want to use it to watch Netflix or any other streaming service, they can use it for that. That is not, performance is not the goal of the Surface. In this case, the mobile Surfaces. Now, I cannot recommend this because there is the Mac competition, and its direct, indirect competitor will be the MacBook Air. And if you actually do want performance, the MacBook Air will give you much more performance than the Surface will. But I will leave that explanation for the end because I have almost the same complaints regarding the next device. The next device is the Surface Pro 9. Now, the Surface Pro 9, in my opinion, is almost the perfect tablet. Almost. And I'll explain myself. In my opinion, obviously. It has the magnetic keyboard that you can attach. It has a stylus. It's a touchscreen. You can separate it, use it as just a tablet. It has an actual computer operating system, which is something that, as an Apple user, I've wanted Apple to do for a long time now, at least with the iPads Pro. Give you the option of booting either in iPad OS or Mac OS, especially since they just put the same M1 that they use on computers now. I believe that they should have done that. Now, that is the main problem that I have with the Surface. In the case of the Surface Pro 9, it comes with two options for the chip. One is an Intel processor, and if you want the one with 5G, they give you a different processor that is from Microsoft that has an ARM architecture. Now, in my opinion, I know it's going to be more expensive. Just go for the ARM architecture. It's going to save you both more battery, even if you don't use the 5G. Maybe later on you'll get interested and want to activate it, but even if you don't, ARM architecture saves more battery. It's more efficient. And there is an operating system for Windows 11 that is ARM based, so you won't have any problems with everything running. And that is my main issue. That is where I see the problem that Microsoft have. They have a symbiotic relationship with Intel. One depends on the other. And this problem that they have is what is holding at least the laptops, because, again, from the studio, there's nothing bad that I can say about it. It could use ARM-based processors, like, for example, the M2, the M1 Pro, and the M1 Max. Even maybe the M1 Ultra, it would be overkill for a studio, but it works good enough. So I'm going to leave that one like it is. I'm okay with that. But the laptops, especially if you are claiming that you are giving it better performance, but you only compare it to the previous version, because you can't compare it directly to the competition. I know that iPad OS, you put an M1 chip and iPad OS doesn't use the performance of the M1. I know that, but then again, it's still a better chip. Even if you were able to, it will still be a better chip than you having an Intel. Intel gets hot no matter what processor you use. It's going to get hot. It's going to start throttling and it's going to underperform. In the case of the iPad, it does do that, but it's so random that you could almost say it doesn't. Again, I love the idea of what they're trying to do with the Surface Pro. Don't get me wrong. I wish Apple would do something like that. If they did something like that with their iPads, they would have the perfect tablet slash computer that would be available in the market, period. Anyways, I just wanted to give you guys my opinion regarding this. They are good products, but if you actually look for performance, especially in the mobile section, these are not for you, honestly. The only thing that you might be able to do, especially with a computer so thin, would be picture editing or maybe some video, light video editing. And in that case, I would just recommend that you go with either a MacBook Air or a 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Honestly, there's no way that I can recommend, especially the mobile ones, unless you're stuck with Windows and you know how to use the operating system. Then you have no choice. This is what you have to go with. But I do believe that if you want performance, if your focus is performance, no matter what operating system or brand it is, I do think that Apple does a better job with their processors. And I honestly think that if Microsoft wants to do better, which I know they can, they need to start either forcing Intel to make ARM-based chips and start really decreasing the nanometers on their architectures, or they're just going to still have issues no matter what. If you like this video, or if you have any comments regarding what I just said, go ahead and drop it in the comments down below. While you're down there, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can get notified when we have new videos. Remember, if you have a Google or Gmail account, you have a YouTube account. Sign in on your app or your favorite web browser on youtube.com. Sign in with that Google account. That's the only way that you can smash that like button, and that like is very important for creators. It helps with the algorithm, so it's really appreciated. We're also available on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and obviously YouTube at J.R. Abrams Tech, so you can stay up to date with the latest news and rumors about tech. Until next time.